Breaking overnight, a local judge shot and killed in his own driveway. This morning on DC News Now, we're live with what police are saying at the scene. The rain returns when you'll need the umbrella ahead of the cool down coming for the weekend. Plus, searching for answers.
Getting a gun is super easy, super quick.
We're talking with kids about gun violence and what may be driving all the crime. And why 2 stores are slashing prices on some of the most popular Thanksgiving dinner foods. It is Friday, October 20th, 2023.
The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
It is 6 o'clock straight up on this Friday. We begin with a live look over the Capitol. It's one of my favorite live cam shots. It is beautiful this morning, a little less chilly, but we'll take it. Good morning. Thanks for joining us on DC News Now. I'm Joseph Aquila, in for Tonight Right.
Yeah, good morning to you. I'm Corey James. Lex Warris is in for Shanika this morning. She's tracking those roads for you. We'll have the updates in just a moment. But first, let's turn things over to meteorologist Jackie Lear, who's tracking the forecast. And I probably overestimated the cold, thinking it would be colder with the turtleneck.
I was about to say, yes, with
But
the turtleneck
you look
on.
good, though.
Yeah, yeah, you did.
Right.
Yes.
You know, it is the look that matters.
I know. You can pull it off. Yes.
Thank you.
I mean, it is chillier in here than it is out
I
there.
also want to point out, you're matching with Corey and I.
I know.
I told her earlier, I was like, we're matching on the bottom.
Clearly, I didn't get the memo. Yeah, exactly.
Lex did not get the memo.
Sorry, Lex, you didn't get the memo this morning. But overall, there was no memo that was sent out. We just do this because of, I don't know.
We're on the same wavelength.
Same wavelength. But out there this morning, it is a warmer start. So apparently, Corey didn't get the memo that it's a little warmer out there this morning. We're starting off with 50s across the board. We're even into low 60s already in Lexington Park. Currently 57 in D.C. as well as Hagerstown. We're low 50s over towards Woodstock and Luray. Later on today, we'll see those temperatures warming up. Upper 60s to right about 70. But yes, a big temperature difference from yesterday morning. Remember, yesterday, some of us starting off in the 30s. We're not seeing any 30s on the map this morning, so many of us running at least 15 degrees warmer. That wind picking up mainly out of the south, 5 doing close to 15 miles per hour. That southerly flow pumping in some of that warmer air, but that's out ahead of this cold front, so the colder air is going to be knocking on our doorstep, and that colder air will be moving its way in for the weekend. We'll be watching for some shower activity through the day today. More details and the timing of that coming up, but Lex is here with a timing of your morning commute and what you can expect as you're hitting the roadways.
All right, well, if you're hitting the roads right now, you can see it looking good. We don't have much congestion really anywhere. A little bit as you're on 295 heading into the district here and heading through. But as we continue on looking at the region, we're looking pretty good and pretty nice. Trying to get you a look at the Woodrow Wilson Bridge here. You can see that traffic's moving smoothly. And this is pretty much what we're seeing even as that more and more people hit the roads. They're not starting to get too congested just yet. So it is a great time to get out the door and head your way on to work.
All right, Lex, thank you. Some breaking news out of Hagerstown this morning. That's where police are investigating the shooting of a circuit court judge.
That's right. DC News Now's Liberty Zabala is live on Old Waterford Road with the search for the suspect continuing. So, Liberty, can you describe what it's like out there?
Tosin, it's just an eerie and horrific scene out here. Now, former state delegate Neil Parrott tweeted out that Judge Andrew Wilkinson was shot here multiple times. Now, police say they found the victim lying in a driveway. Now, Washington County deputies responded to the shooting at 8 p.m. Thursday evening. They say they found a man suffering from gunshot wounds in the driveway. Now, crews rushed him to Meritus Medical Center where he died from his injuries, and officers identified him as 52-year-old Maryland Circuit Court Judge Andrew Wilkinson. They have not yet released any information regarding any suspects at this time, but former state delegate Neil Parrott sent out a post on the platform X, formerly known as Twitter, saying, quote, "Please pray for our police and for Judge Wilkinson's family at this time." And now deputies have indicated that they do plan to hold a press conference at some point, and we will bring that to you as soon as we get it. For now, live here in Hagerstown, Liberty Zabala, DC News Now.
Such a disturbing story, Liberty. Thank you. And a D.C. police officer is recovering and a man is dead following a shooting.
Yeah, police say it happened near Gainesville Street and Alabama Avenue in Southeast. Officers tell us the suspect was arguing with 2 women around 5 p.m. Now, after officers arrived, they say he took off running and started shooting at police. Investigators say officers fired back, hitting the suspect multiple times. According to police, only one officer was shot.
You can imagine how troubling that was and very disturbing it was for me to know that one of our officers was involved in a shooting. He was where they were where they were supposed to be, in this area, patrolling the area as we expect them to, but certainly did not expect this incident to happen today. So our thoughts and our prayers are with him and with all of our officers, and certainly the officers that were involved in this incident on today.
And police say the suspect died at the hospital. The officer injured is expected to be okay.
And we're tracking 4 other overnight shootings across D.C. and Maryland, one of them fatal at 10 p.m. PG County police say they responded to a shooting on the 52nd Avenue in Hyattsville. A man was taken to the hospital with gunshot wounds. He died from injuries. And D.C. police are investigating shootings on N Street Southeast, First Place Northwest, and Mount Olivet Road Northeast. These were all reported in the span of just 10 minutes. And across the district, gun violence is ripping families apart. This year alone, 15 juveniles have been shot and killed in D.C.
Yeah, and so many people, from parents to policymakers, they're searching for answers. DC News Now's Muriel Carbone spoke in depth with D.C. teens about what they think the root of this issue is.
How to stop kids, or even adults for that matter, from picking up a gun and using it isn't a simple answer, with a disconnect between what kids say they need and what policymakers are doing.
What is the emergency?
Every day across the country, across the DMV, people are being shot and killed.
It's one of the biggest issues in D.C. We wake up every day to somebody dying. Every single day.
That child was a baby.
That includes teenagers, children.
Carmelo Duncan, he was only 15 months when he was shot. Naya Courtney, she was only 6. Akira, she didn't graduate nor go to prom.
How many of you guys know a teenager or somebody under the age of 17 that's been a victim of gun violence? 15-year-old Micah Johnla, 17-year-old Kanaya Glover, and 17-year-old Devin Bradley all go to high school in the district. They live and breathe the news stories you see and hear about every day. Kids shot and killed. Kids doing the shooting and killing.
I believe that the outside world think that us youth are statistics.
Everybody just like, they pointing at the youth. They're not really looking at everybody else, and they view the youth as ghetto and ratchet, and they always think that the youth have something to do with gun violence.
Do you feel like that's accurate?
No, not in most of the cases.
The group sat down with DC News Now to talk about juvenile crime, gun violence among teens, and what's driving it all, as policymakers grapple with how to respond. How many of you guys know somebody 17 or under that has a gun, owns a gun? But they say it's easy to get one.
Getting a gun it's like getting a phone. Like it's super easy, it's super quick.
And they say kids have plenty of reasons to feel like they need one.
You're trying to victim blame, but you don't understand that sometimes people don't be loved at home. So the streets are their home.
I've seen a number of young people who are really scared themselves. And so what we're often seeing is kids who very rationally are carrying guns because they are scared.
DC gotta do better. Y'all need to start, drawing back a little bit and actually try to understand our youth, because again, sometimes it's not even a youth just want to kill somebody for no reason. I think it's just trauma.
Meantime, leaders at the Georgetown Juvenile Justice Clinic, an initiative, are working on family-focused solutions to help curb some of the gun violence in D.C. To learn more about their proposals, visit our website, dcnewsnow.com. Just search Our Children Speak. Well, the PG County Church is holding a gift card for guns event next month. It's a partnership between First Baptist Church of Glen Arden and the County Police Department. People can get up to a $175 gift card depending on the type of gun turned in, and you can turn those guns in anonymously. The event runs from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on November 18th.
This morning, another House Speaker vote is expected to take place. Right now, a divided GOP majority is conflicted how to get the votes needed for Jim Jordan, an ally of former President Donald Trump. Some proposed solutions, including making Representative Patrick McHenry Speaker for the time being. However, that idea is not very popular with lawmakers.
Hamas' stated purpose for existing is the destruction of the state of Israel and the murder of Jewish people. Hamas does not represent the Palestinian people. Hamas uses Palestinian civilians as human shields.
And that was President Biden addressing the nation from the Oval Office on the crisis in Israel after his high-stake trip there. Now, Biden stressing deeper support for Israel and making the case to continue backing Ukraine against Russia.
And the rare Oval Office address comes as Biden prepares to ask Congress today for billions of dollars to help both countries. Now, Biden says the support for both nations is vital for our national security. The president spoke with Israeli leaders about the conflict and pledging continuing U.S. support. He spoke with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, stressing the U.S. remains committed to Ukraine as well. He says backing away from those pledges would be detrimental.
And as that war between Israel and Hamas continues, a local Jewish leader in the DMV is now on a flight headed there. That's despite the uncertainty in the Middle East. The CEO of the Jewish Federation of Greater Washington, Gil Prus, is bringing needed supplies to his homeland. He's taken 40 duffel bags of materials to Israel and letters from children in the DMV for soldiers to read.
I think it's important that I be there, and I know the trauma that a country, that a people go through when something like this happens.
He says he knows there is a chance he could get stuck in Israel, but said the potential danger is not going to let him change his mind. All right, it is 6:10 on this Friday morning, and Montgomery County has a new tool that makes tracking crime in the area more efficient.
Yep, next, how the county hopes this will keep people safe. Plus, also ahead this morning, held without bond, why a judge says the man who struck an officer going more than 100 miles per hour should stay in jail.